Natasha, you will die. Natasha, you will die. Natasha, leave us alone. Natasha, leave us alone.
Still learning. Even those of us that have been in the Senate for 16 years, we are still learning. So we'll do well to continue to learn. But in the course of my talking to one of my distinguished sisters, that she should speak whenever she's recognized. I don't know how you took it, but I felt that I should tender a public apology to you over the miscommunication and the misunderstanding. So do accept my apologies, and my colleagues, or anybody who could have felt offended, accept my apologies. I did not mean any harm, and I did not mean what they are misinterpreting in the social media. And I hope this will come to an end. And people should concentrate on things that will move this country forward, and not things that will divide us. So I hope the apology is accepted. Leader of the Senate.
Said to the First Lady when she was a senator representing Lagos Central Abbey, then he said to her on the floor of the house, "I will beat you, I will impregnate you, nothing will happen." Natasha must stay in court because he's a man. If she remove this case from court, I will be personally agree.
It appears there's no end in sight in the ongoing battle between the lawmaker representing Kogi Central in the Senate, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, as she filed a lawsuit against the Senate President Godswill Akpabio for alleged defamation. Recall that Akpoti-Uduaghan publicly raised concern that her seat is being reassigned following a reshuffle triggered by opposition members switching to majority wing. She vehemently resisted the relocation, leading to a confrontation between her and the Senate President. Meanwhile, in a suit filed before the Federal Capital Territory High Court on the 25th of February 2025, President of the Senate President of Nigeria, and the senior legislative aide to the Senate President, Nfon Patrick, were listed as the second and third defendant. What are your thoughts on this drama?
So, Senate President, through his public spokesperson, one Nfon Patrick, who is supposed to be the spokesperson, wrote something on his Facebook. It's the Senate President's aide. The title of the post is "The Local Content Committee of the Senate, Natasha's Birthright." And included in the statement suggesting that Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan believed being a lawmaker was only about pancaking her face and wearing transparent outfit to the chambers. And he, just sort of slighted and demeaned that. I was saying it that day, that this thing, that looking at her, that she's nothing with her brain. So our lawyer, Victor Giwa, have carried the matter on top of his head. He says, this statement was defamatory, provocative, disparaging, lowering of his client's dignity in the eyes of our colleagues and the public, and I completely agree for it. And instead of her to say that Facebook blocked the page, she have done the right thing. It's a publication, a defamatory one. The document is on his page. Before I will pull it down, we are copying and screen grab and kept it for the purpose of issue. Knows nothing about legislative rules. She thinks being a lawmaker is all about pancaking her face and wearing transparent outfit to the chambers, written by the third defendant, which is on phone.
As you are reading it, even though I had read it this morning, the way you are reading it, my brain is doing like this.
She brought a cease and desist action. She also brought a defamation action and asking for perpetual injunctions against these parties. So this woman, I told you that they say by place, they say before you see mama of somebody or before you see a woman enter the marketplace and tear clothes, it would have been pent up
plenty things
from home. And when she's shouting like that, before you call her mad, check whether you feel live inside that house where she from run come outside naked.
Do you believe that sexism is what is playing out right now at the
Of course,
Senate.
I agree. You see why this in the pepper Mrs. on Monday? That's what it's playing now.
Quick pepper me.
You understand?
Well, we need to know when to
Dino
stop.
Melaye said to the first lady when she was a senator representing Lagos Central Abi, then he said to her on the floor of the house, I will beat you, I will impregnate you, nothing will happen.
Yes, I remember.
You remember that time?
Yeah.
And nothing
And
happened.
another one is playing out. And we are sitting comfortably saying, why is she shouting? Natasha must stay in court too.
Because he's a
If
man.
she remove this case from court, I will be
You will take it personally
agree.
because she's representing many people.
A senior legislative aide to the Senate president wrote a documentary defamation of her. He must be in court.
So it turns out all that hula baloo we've been witnessing in the Senate over sitting arrangements was just a distraction. A well orchestrated smoke screen. More drama have been happening in the red chamber than our eyes may have seen. Because while we were busy debating who sits where, it seems our distinguished was busy eyeing who sleeps where. You got it. But wait first. Let's connect the dots. So all along, our amiable Senate president has been nursing a deep desire, to explore the forbidden frontiers of Madam Natasha. One aide said he loves Ogbono soup with nkwobi. So probably he wanted to chop nkwobi with Ogbono soup prepared by our beautiful sister Natasha. Now hold tight, because this drama began when Natasha, or Senator Natasha, took to the Senate floor to air her grievances over being denied her rightful committee assignments, and also to highlight the corruption going on at the Ajaokuta still. Yes, a sitting senator elected to represent the good people of Kogi Central was allegedly shut out from key legislative functions, leaving her sidelined like an opposition member, which she is, in a ruling party-dominated parliament. But why? That's where things get interesting. Akpabio's response wasn't just about Senate rules or bureaucratic delays. No, it carried undertones of something far more calculated. According to the outspoken Kogi senator, Akpabio's subtle maneuvers against her were not rooted in legislative disagreements, but something far more personal. Senator Natasha had alleged that the Senate president had made subtle sexual advances toward her. Yeah. Well, we all know it has been all over the internet. No, it is subtle, not the clean, wordy type seen in our low Nollywood budget movies. But these are insidious kind laced with political power dynamics. And because she didn't yield to his supposed advances, she found herself politically isolated. Her influence in the Senate affairs diminished faster than public funds during a procurement scandal in Nigeria. Natasha had alleged Akpabio was trying to draft a private member's bill in her forbidden chambers of passion. That sounds like a plot twist straight out of a badly scripted Nollywood drama. Well, how did we go from lawmaking to law breaking in the corridors of amorous desires and appropriation. No wonder meaningful legislation remains a pipe dream in this country. When critical national issues should be on the front burner, distractions and personal indulgences seem to take the center stage. As expected, Akpabio has vehemently denied the allegations, maintaining that his hands are cleaner than a freshly laundered agbada suit. He dismissed Natasha's claims as baseless, painting her accusation as an attempt to stir up controversy where none existed. But Nigerians, ever the sharp political analysts, we are watching closely. Now, is this a case of genuine political victimization, or is it a well-crafted narrative to shake up the Senate power structure? Well, how did we even get here? One day, history will judge those who turned governance into a circus of scandals instead of a platform for progress. Year after year, we watch as those in power prioritize personal indulgences over national development. Lavish lifestyles, shady deals, misplaced priorities, all at the expense of the people. Just last year, the internet buzzed with exposés on high-ranking government officials entangled in one controversy after another. But as always, nothing changes. Instead of fixing the economy, tackling insecurity, or addressing inflation, governance has become a stage for drama, distraction, and deception. How much longer will Nigerians tolerate leaders who feast on the devil's table while the nation starves? The Senate is supposed to be passing laws, but instead we've seen that some distinguished who are busy passing love notes. No wonder nothing works in the country. While Nigerians are drowning in insecurity, the economy is gasping for breath. And every day the government is borrowing money like a chronic debtor, and our debt profile rising faster than our blood pressure. Our Oga at the top wanted to borrow something else entirely. No wonder meaningful legislation remains a pipe dream in this country. When critical national issues should be on the front burner, distractions and personal indulgences seem to take the center stage. What have we done in this lane? Well, on the other hand, the burden of proof lies with the accuser. So I want to ask Senator Natasha, do you have solid evidence to back up your claims? It's one thing to allege that the Senate president made advances, but can she present witnesses or concrete proof that would hold up in a court of law? It is easy to allege. Without proofs, then everything is quashed. Well, let's see. Just when you thought this political soap opera couldn't get any spicier, Chief Emmanuel Uduaghan, Senator Natasha's husband, stepped into the ring with receipts. Turns out Natasha didn't just wake up and decide to scatter the Senate. She had already confided in her husband about Akpabio's alleged advances. And being the diplomatic chief that he is, Uduaghan took the gentlemanly approach on the issue, attempting to settle things behind closed doors with Akpabio. But alas, that peace offering must have been lost in transmission, because what we have now is a full-blown senatorial scandal universe playing out in real time.
How do we hear of this?
And in a Nollywood-worthy plot twist, enter Mrs. Ekaete Akpabio, the wife of the Senate president. She isn't letting her husband's name get dragged without putting up a fight. She has hit Natasha with not one but 2 defamation lawsuits, slapping an eye-watering 350 billion naira price tag on the drama. Yes, while the average Nigerian is busy calculating how to survive the free-falling naira, the political elite are out there prizing reputations like luxury estates in Maitama. And all this because Natasha dared to spill the tea on Arise TV about the Senate president's alleged extra legislative interests. Well, one thing is certain. Our distinguished senators have just delivered another blockbuster episode of the Senate Tongues. So, we have a question. Will Natasha eventually receive a committee assignment? Will Akpabio's camp push back with counter allegations? And most intriguingly, will we ever get to the bottom of this alleged romantic plot or nightclub rendezvous? Nigerians, buckle up. This ride is surely going to be longer than our national power outages. Grab your popcorn, chin-chin, puff-puff, or whatever helps you cook, because the Senate, the 10th Senate blockbuster is just getting started. Written and directed by our amiable Senate president. We will star in Natasha Akpoti, Akpoti-Uduaghan, Ekaete Akpabio, and other Senate players. This political thriller promises more plot twists than a Nollywood season finale. Will there be a redemption arc? A scandalous sequel? Stay tuned. This saga is far from over. While you are at it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us for more insightful episodes of the unfolding drama as it happens. Thank you for being with me today. See ya.